This is Antonio, welcome back to my channel. Who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to do a final breakdown and a prediction for Gilberto Ramirez versus Dimitry Bivol. So if you're new to the channel or you don't know quite how I rank these guys, basically I'll put both guys side by side. I will have a list of attributes and characteristics, and either you're going to get a point for it or you're not. And in the end, I'm just going to tally those points up. Whoever has more points, that's who's winning. So without further ado, let's jump on into it. I'm going to start with experience. Clearly, hands down, Dimitry Bivol. He's got like 268 amateur matches. And a lot of guys like to say in the comments, oh, well, they're amateur matches. No. He's from on the other side of the world. Any one of those amateurs from like Russia or anybody on that continent can easily come to the States and be a professional. So it's not the same. In the U.S., us calling somebody an amateur, they're amateurs. These guys over here who have 300 fights, 400 fights, those dudes are not amateurs, period. So once again, experience is going to go to Dimitry Bivol. Power. This is a no-brainer. We have Gilberto Ramirez. He's known for one thing. He's known for getting his opponents out of there. He's aggressive. He's up in your face all night. He's not shy. He's going to be there, and he's going to hurt you. If he hurts you, he's going to get you out of there. So he has power. Speed. Dimitry Bivol. I mean, I already knew he was fast, but it wasn't until the Canelo fight. I'm like, for him to or best a much smaller guy, really let me know just how fast he really was. But I knew he was fast already. Gilberto Ramirez isn't like known for his speed or anything like that. He's known for his heavy hands. He's known for his aggression. He's known for cutting off the ring. Those are the things he's known for. But speed, Dimitry Bivol. Heart. Now, and hear me out. I'm going to explain why I'm giving Bivol heart. It's not that Gilberto Ramirez does not have heart. I'm only giving it to Bivol because of the Canelo fight. So when I say heart, it's just, he's going into the lion's den. He's having to dig deep. And the reason why I'm giving it to Bivol is because when he was fighting Canelo, everybody and their mama was against him. I think I was, like everybody and their mama was against him. So the fans are booing him. He's going to, a territory where there's no love for him. Even the commentating that night was kind of one-sided, even though they had to admit later on in the fight who was winning the fight. You have your matchmakers and all these, everybody's going against him. And he still dug deep within himself and he drowned out all that negative energy and all that negative talk. And he knew who he was and he showed who he was. And that's why I'm giving heart to Dimitry Bivol. Dog. Who has more dog inside? Okay, when I say dog, I'm just talking about aggression. I'm talking about if it's the last round and you guys are neck and neck in points, who's going to dig deeper, who's going to go out there and who's going to scrap it out, or who's just could be in danger, could have their back against the ropes and would have to fight it out. Maybe somebody breaks their hand or something like that. Now you're only fighting with one hand. I think Dimitry Bivol clearly has heart. I mean, he has well over 300 fights, so clearly he has heart. But when it comes to just a natural ability to say, let's scrap, I think Gilberto Ramirez is that. I think he's the guy you don't want to meet in a dark alley. I think he's the guy, if you are in a dark alley and if you need somebody to help you, you would definitely say, I want that guy to help me. I think he's the guy, if he breaks his left hand, he's the one begging the referee and begging the physician at ring post not to stop the fight. He's that guy. If he gets a deep cut and he can only see out of one eye, he's still going to fight. He's that guy. He's that guy, if his back is against the rope, he's going to fight off those ropes. You're either going to have to put him down or he's going to run through you. That's who he is. I think he has more dog in him. Arsenal. Who has a broader array of weapons in the ring? Dimitry Bivol. When it comes to footwork, Dimitry Bivol. When it comes to intelligence, Dimitry Bivol. When it comes to, a selection of punches to hit you with, Dimitry Bivol. Somebody who can start off a combination with an uppercut at distance or shovel hook at distance, Dimitry Bivol. Dimitry Bivol can do all these things. Not to say that, Ramirez can't do anything or that he doesn't have a lot of weapons. He doesn't have the amount of weapons that Bivol has. I'm sorry, he doesn't. And he can't use them the way or the creative way that Bivol can use them. He can't. So therefore, I got to go with Dmitry Bivol. Tenacity. Now, I could say Dmitry Bivol. Why? Because the work rate that he has, he's going to throw a lot of punches. But tenacity is somebody who's ferocious, somebody who's not backing down, somebody who's in your face all night, somebody who's cutting off the ring, somebody who's just like, every time you sit down and your team is over there, you're like, how many more rounds we got? He's tenacious over there. He wants you. He wants to eat your children. That would have to be Gilberto Ramirez. The guy, he doesn't play around. He doesn't play around. He's a seek and destroy type of fighter. And he's tenacious in there. He's tenacious in there. He's not going to quit. He has no chill. He has no let up. The only thing that's going to get him off of you is that belt or that referee. That's literally it. The only things that are going to get him off of you. So I got to go with Ramirez. Resume. Who is the better resume? This is short and sweet. Bivol. Why? He has Canelo on it. So that's a better resume. He's got Canelo on it. Hands down, that's a better resume. Natural ability. I do think Ramirez is a natural fighter. I think he just naturally has fighting instinct, and he's the type of person that will defend, who will go out and be on the front line. And I think he just naturally has the personality of a fighter. But who has natural abilities? Dmitry Bivol. You can tell that with how fluid his punches are. You can tell that with how fluid his footwork is. You can tell that with his breathing. You never see Dmitry Bivol, as much as that man moves, as much as he's bouncing and hopping around, as many punches as he's throwing around, you never see Dmitry Bivol like, you never see that. You never see him staring at the timer. You never see that. He has a natural ability to fight. He has a natural ability to be calm within himself. He has a natural ability to believe in himself. He just has natural abilities. He has a great jab, and he can flow into a combination at any given time. He can be mid-air because he literally bounces up and down. So he can literally be mid-air and fire off a combination. That's natural ability. Not everybody can do that. That's natural ability. Mental toughness. Well, they're both champions, So therefore, I'm going to say that's a tie. That's a tie. I mean, if you want to, we can sway it toward Bivol because, like I said earlier, when he had the Canelo fight and everybody was leaning toward Canelo, nobody believed in Bivol. But we can't just cut, Ramirez short. Nobody's done anything to him as of yet. And he has every reason to believe that he will win this fight because he hasn't lost anything before. So he has every reason to believe he's going to win it. And for that, you got to give it a tie, just to be fair. Durability. How much punishment can you take? How much can you take so that you can dish back out? Ramirez. I think Bivol has it in him. I think he has it in him, but he's not the type of guy who wants to test it. Bivol is not the guy who's going to be like, well, I'll take 3 if I can give you 1. He's not that guy. Not that guy. Bivol would rather say, I'm going to back off. I'm going to let you have this round. I'll be back in the next round. Ramirez is like, no. You just hit me. I want to hit you back. No. You push me back. I want to push you back on the ropes. That's how, and I don't care what I got to go through or how many punches I got to eat to get that back. I want to get that back, and I want to get that back right now while we're still in this round. I don't care if we have 9 seconds left. I want to get that back. He's a durable guy. And when you have a durable guy like that in front of you, he can get away with that. If he's got a strong, durable chin, he can get away with that. If he can take a punch to the ribs, to the body, he can get away with that. And Ramirez is a lot bigger than Bivol. So it is going to be an uphill battle. But yeah, adaptability. Once again, 268 amateur matches. That's adaptability, people. Period. That's adaptability. On every level you can think of. Dmitry Bivol. That's another one for him. Dmitry Bivol. Every level you can think of, that's adaptability. I don't care who it's been. He's fought everybody. He's fought the who's who of styles. Okay, there's somebody over in you know, that part of the world who fights like Mike Tyson. There's somebody who fights like Holyfield. There's somebody who fights like Lennox Lewis. There's somebody who fights like Lomachenko. There's somebody who fights like Floyd Mayweather. He's fought everybody. In terms of style, he's seen every style there is. Punchers, boxers, movers, shakers, volume punchers, it doesn't matter. Pressure fighters, it doesn't matter. He's fought all of them. Doesn't matter. So, adaptability, we're going with Dimitry Bivol. Looking at my tally, I have Ramirez at 4 and Dimitry Bivol, he's at 7. So that's who I got going with this fight. Here's another segment. What does Ramirez need to do? Go to the body, slow Bivol down, and be consistent with those body shots. I'm not talking about I'm going to go to the body in round 1 and then like in round 4, I'm going to try it again. And then, you know, maybe in round 7, I'll touch him one time. And then round 11, you know, if he isn't down by then or if I'm not winning by then I'm really going to press in. No, I mean, go to the body consistently because that's the only way you're going to slow him down. That's the only way you're going to cut down the amount of punches that he's going to throw at you. You know he's a volume puncher. You know that. You know he's a bouncy puncher. You got to slow him down. You got to take those legs from him. You got to drop his hands. How you do that? You go to the body. You're going to invest. You're going to put money in that bank. You're going to invest in that body. And I mean a real investment. You're going to take a large sum of money and place it in the bank. And you're going to have to do that. And you're going to have to be consistent for at least 4 or 5 rounds in the beginning just to secure him fighting stationary. Because if Bivol still has the ability to bounce around and in the end of the fight, you will not win. You need to take his legs from him. You need to make sure his arms drop. What does Ramirez need to do? Lead with the power hand. So, yes, Ramirez is a southpaw, but listen, whatever your power hand is, I'm a southpaw, but I lead with my why? Because that's where my power is. You lead with your power hand. Why? Because you're not going to be able to keep up with the amount of volume that he's going to hit you with. So when you do hit him, you want everything to have power on it. How do you do that? You lead with the power hand. And you're also throwing him off in terms of tactics because he's expecting a southpaw to come at him. And if you lead with that hand, he's going to be like, whoa, I didn't prepare for this. So now granted, he's had more experience fighting that, but still he did not prepare for that. So it's still going to take him a round or two just to get adequated to what's going on. And again, you're not going to hit him as many times as he's going to hit you. So every time you want to hit him, you need to make everything count 100% by leading with the power hand. Try a little trick that Rocky Marciano used to do. Canelo did it in his fight with Bivol, where he was punching Bivol's arms. Rocky Marciano was the first, well, not the first, but he was more known for that. He would punch you in the arms, he'd punch you in the hips. Rocky Marciano was going to hit anything that was available. Okay, whatever you gave him, he was going to hit it. He didn't necessarily need your chin to punch at. Whatever you gave him, he was going to hit it. And that wear and tear along the rounds just beats people up, and it just wears them down. It makes them slow. It makes them sluggish. It makes them sore. And it's also messing with them mentally. They don't even want to get up off their chair. They don't want to get up. Ramirez needs to do the same thing. He's much bigger, but he's much slower. So he's going to have to hit at whatever's available and truly attack it. Whatever's available, truly attack it. What does Bivol need to do? Be elusive. Be elusive. That's what he needs to do. Ramirez is a lot bigger. Ramirez has a longer reach. Ramirez hits harder. You need to be elusive. Being elusive is what got Bivol to the dance. His boxing ability, his boxing IQ. Being elusive. Listen, if there's trouble over there, I'm going to wait it out. If he's on the attack, I'm going to be on the retreat. I will give him nothing. Keep a high work rate. That's another thing for Bivol. He has to keep that high work rate. When that work rate of Bivol's drops, Ramirez has more than an opportunity to take and win this fight. when Bivol's work rate drops, when his punch output gets lower. So he must be the Energizer Bunny. He must continue to just punch, punch, punch. Do like Earl Spence when he was fighting Danny Garcia. Throw tons and tons and tons of punches. Matter of fact, even Mikey Garcia versus Spence. Tons and tons and tons and tons of punches. Don't let up. Don't let him off the hook. Even if you feel like you got the fight in your favor, don't let Ramirez off the hook. Distance. And hear me out when I say this. Distance. Keep your distance. This is for Bivol versus Ramirez. Keep your distance, Bivol. Retreat rather than fight for position. He's bigger than you. He's stronger than you. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You have a better boxing brain. You can gain that position back down the road. Don't fight over a position. If he wants to fight over it, he can do that because he's a juggernaut. Let him have it. You'll get it later. Don't fight over a position. And lastly, I would say for Bivol is maybe get a high guard. Ramirez is a lot bigger than Bivol. And I think a high guard, just in terms of, I just think it's safer. That's all. Just because, Ramirez does have heavier hands in terms of tactics. This fight, what it really reminds me of, honestly, you have a really skilled boxer with an extraordinary resume and background versus a big guy with a lot of power. This fight really reminds me of Usyk versus AJ. And you saw what Usyk did to AJ both times. So I'm going to give it to the more skilled guy, the more elusive man, which would be Dimitry Bivol. On my score, on my sheet, Bivol has more points, so that's what I'm going with. I do not think Bivol can knock out Ramirez. I don't. He couldn't even knock out Canelo. He's a lot smaller. So I definitely don't think he can knock out Ramirez. But I can easily see him winning in a unanimous decision as long as he's elusive. That's it. Overall, that's my fight breakdown / prediction for Dimitry Bivol versus Gilberto Ramirez. If you like what you heard, please drop a comment down below. Please like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel.